Hello and welcome to Creative Chaos number 14. I wanted to give a shout out to JVP Music, who was our house band for tonight, and he also popped into our chat. So, hey JVP, if you are still out there, that raise your fist, fuck you. I was right. I agree. I think I say that about every other day because I'm a conspiracy theorist. So, Thank you for being our house band tonight. And welcome to Creative Chaos, a show that shines a spotlight on fantastic people creating fantastic things outside the mainstream. And I've got a good one for you tonight. But first, Creative Chaos is always sponsored by Flip City Magazine. So, Flip City Magazine is quickly becoming an icon of independent publishing. 100% all American and full of bluster, this independent print magazine gushes forth with enough irreverent comic satire to make Mad Magazine its bitch if it were willing to come out and fight. Notoriously anti-wokeist and skewering mainstream narratives with neo-Shakespearean wit, and illustrated with world-class art belching from the bellies of America's best satirists, we mock all the right people. Satire is a tried and true method of filing down the fangs of the would-be tyrants who seek to turn us into Borg-like sycophants. Flipping through even one issue of Flip City magazine defeats the culture war with side-splitting scorn. Flip City gives one hope that, besides losing their minds, the loony left has also lost their grip on culture. How else could Flip City become so loved? It's because Flip City is created by people for you, by people like you, for people like you. Smart, funny, irreverent, and never, ever woke. So if you're interested in laughing your pants off at a world gone mad, head over to flipcitymag.com and pick up some past issues and a subscription. And for the rest of March, we are running one of the best deals we can possibly offer. You subscribe and get our latest print edition mailed for free, plus a digital copy of Flip City Parodies Only Special Edition. As a limited print run, this latest print edition, volume 20, will only be available to subscribers and will not be sold individually on our store site. So go subscribe today at flipcitymag.com because we'd hate to leave you out in the cold. All right. And one other just small announcement about Flip City. We recently opened up the option of advertising in the magazine. And then we also, this cool thing happened today as well. But if you wanted to advertise in the magazine, you can contact Flip City at flipcitymag.com. And you can just say, "What's up, Christy? I want to advertise," and I'll send over rates and we can go from there. All right, now I'm ready for our big announcement. Today, I went over to our YouTube studio and I noticed we just hit 1,600 subscribers. Woohoo! So thank you to everybody who likes, shares, and subscribes to the Creative Chaos Show. Besides this live stream, we put up promos for Flip City Magazine along with animations. Oh gosh, what else do we do? Little short silly satirical news pieces, stuff like that. And we're really planning on doing a lot more with our YouTube channel, and all in the name of making you laugh. So subscribe to Flip City on YouTube and get us up there. We'll see how long it takes us to get to 1,700. But I'll get confetti and throw it when we make it to 1,700. All right. And now, normally, this is a time where I bring in my sidekick, Batman. But if you were here last week, you know he is over in Peru visiting his hot girlfriend. But luckily enough for us, he's been sending postcards and updates. So I received this one this week because I know you got one last week. So we're sharing what's going on there. And I just wanted to note, I'm glad to hear your mic is on. I noticed that her bikini isn't quite in the right place. What do you think's going on there?
Yeah, me sense a wee touch of AI maybe going on there.
No, I think they were fooling around on the beach.
Okay.
They had to like get their bat suits back on.
I think somebody asked for shirtless, and I think the AI mistook which
Did
actor
you see
meant. to be shirtless.
Did you see my query? That is so funny because I literally put the word shirtless in. So we're looking forward to having Batman join us again, and we will have hopefully another postcard next week. We'll see what kind of shenanigans they're getting up to in Peru next week. So thank you. Real quick chat shout out. Let's see who's in chat. I see JVP Music and Phantasmagorical has popped in. I met Phantasmagorical over on on a stream that was called the Man Cave. So hi Phantasmagorical. Let's see. Nobody, I believe. Oh, Prairie Fire. What's up over on Pilled? Thank you for popping in. And that is who is active in chat right now. And nobody over on Rumble yet. Oh, cause also, if you can just mental note this, I wanted to try to release the scratching on Pilled tonight. So help me remember before we close the stream out.
I will make a note.
All right. Thank you. All right. It is time to bring in our guest tonight. And I have a really cool guy who does swell comics. His name's Robert Floydman Sumner, and he's the mind and imagination behind Planet F Studios. He got his start in the small press network in the 90s, producing his own comics, but moved on to creating original sketch cards for tops on Garbage Pail Kids and Wacky Packages, as well as sets for Dynamite and others. Floydman just wrapped a successful crowdfunding campaign on Fund My Comic for the premiere edition of Swell Comics. The opening words of his campaign are, "The world is in chaos, so there's only one thing to do: add to it." Swell number one is chock full of the humor and characters that most comic books are lacking these days. So I'd agree with that statement. Humor is definitely in short supply these days, and I'm happy to welcome Floydman to Creative Chaos. Hey,
Hey,
man.
hey, here I am. All right. So first off, I need a copy of Lip City,
Yeah, you
but
do.
I will. I will get one. I will definitely get one. Second of all, so apparently Batman heard I was coming on the show and had to run to Peru and hang out with women with arm breasts. Is that what
You would love Batman. Maybe next time you're doing a campaign, I'm sure you're going to do a swell number too. We'll have to have you back on and have
Oh
Batman
yeah,
here as
definitely.
well.
Definitely.
So yeah, I found you because you were you running a campaign on Fund My Comic, which is super duper cool. I love Fund My Comic.
So do I.
And yeah. And oh yeah. And I chose to not be offended that you said um uh, some we're a magazine, but that you're chock full of the humor and characters that most comic books are lacking. That doesn't include us. We're very funny.
No, 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 not at all.
I made the choice to be not offended, which by the way, I backed your campaign. I don't know if you noticed.
Yes, I
So,
did. I don't know which. I don't have my paperwork here, so I don't know which tier you got, um, but hopefully you got one of the good ones, or
well,
did you just get the
I
books?
just ordered your
Okay,
physical comics, so I'm looking forward to getting that in my hands. And when I do on Creative Chaos, I will make sure to show it and do a little flip through.
awesome.
Yeah,
That alone
that
is worth its weight.
it
So,
really is. It's something I wish our readers would do more often. I never see I get a little bit green-eyed when I see other people in the indie space getting their audience to post pictures and tag them and everything. I'm like,
mhm,
how do I get my audience to do that? I think they all live under rocks.
yeah, it's hard to take a good picture under a rock. So,
Yeah. Bad lighting, right?
exactly. Yes. So,
One of my main questions for you, because I noticed that your campaign was only running on fundmycomic.com. We
mhm,
also exclusively run on fundmycomic for a very specific reason, but I was
mhm.
wondering why you chose to do it that way and didn't go to the other big sites.
I chose Fund My Comic because it's kind of the new kid in town, and so am I. And main reason was the whole thing with Kickstarter. I forget the book that was funded, and then Kickstarter says, "Well, we don't agree with your book, so you get nothing." You know, no
Hmm.
fund for you. And he, they basically took all that money that he raised away from him, and so he jumped over to fund my comic, and successfully refunded his comic. But I just thought, that's not cool, because if you are a creator, um, as long as it's within what the law allows, then you should be able to fund your passion, your ideas, your, whatever
Yeah.
you want to fund.
Well, beyond that, they have a terms of service. I guarantee you the guy didn't break the terms of
Hmm.
service,
Hmm.
and it goes through an approval process. So the time for
Right.
Kickstarter to say no was uh,
Exactly.
before approving the campaign. So
Right. And they waited until it was fully funded, and had even, I mean, it went way and beyond, his goal. But and I just thought that's not cool. You should be a totally bipartisan, non-biased entity when doing that sort of a business, I think.
well,
So
yeah. My only assumption, because I don't know what book you're referencing, because
I
there's
can't
been all
remember the
kinds of
name.
different censorship on both
Mhm.
Indiegogo and Kickstarter in different ways.
Mhm.
In fact, one of our contributing artists funded over on Indiegogo, and then after the fact, they said, "Oh, you broke our terms of service," and wouldn't release some money until he removed all his tiers.
Really?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that came right. Right.
promised to replace those tiers with something else, but all the tiers were his book that funded. So
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, and that's just small beans. I mean, he's not a well-known
Right.
creator or anything like that. But you know, my assumption of what happened is the cancel mob,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
emailing
It was
Kickstarter.
definitely red versus blue type of thing, I think. Um, and I mean, I I probably differ with you on a lot of stuff, politically,
You
religiously,
might, you
but
you may.
but when you're doing that, it's like it doesn't. If you're running the company, you don't say I don't agree with that, so nobody gets it,
Yeah.
because it's freedom of speech. So I mean, that's all there
Well,
is to it. So
and that I think is that's kind of the litmus test these days is do you believe in freedom of speech or not? And as
right.
long as you do, I
Mhm.
think we'll get along fine.
Oh yeah, yes.
you know,
No.
even if I
I
think
am
you have
going to
wacky
offend a lot of
ideas.
people with my book, so yeah, I already know that. So
Well, you had said when we were speaking privately earlier that and I love the thought of this. If you can dish it, no. If you can
yeah,
take it, you should feel, just fine dishing it. That's how I feel.
exactly. Pretty
I'm like,
much. Yeah.
yeah,
Like I
no,
said, it's like I'm the first one to make fun of myself. And so it's like if I can take what people throw at me. So, it's like that way that gives me carte blanche to throw it back. So,
hmm
but yeah. And that's kind of what Swell is. It's not a totally offensive book by any means, but it, it's kind of about 20 years mindset away from the mindset of people now, I think. Um, you know what I mean? Because just things that would not offend anybody back then, they might offend somebody now. And it's like, oh well, I started a lot of these stories 20 years ago. I mean,
right.
so I'm gonna finish them as they were started. So
So yeah, because you had said that, you believe you have some offensive stuff or things that might offend people in today's day and age, where I
Right.
feel that offense has now become a cardinal sin. Do
Yeah. Yeah.
everything you can to not cause offense,
Right.
if you
Right.
want to, function in society. But
Yeah.
what do you think is the most offensive thing that is in your swell comic number one?
I think the most offensive thing in Swell Comics #1 is going to be the Basher Boys from East Berlin. And the Basher Boys from East Berlin are Helmut and Dolph. They are the two-headed twin terror who they were told that both their parents died during childbirth. And so Helmut, the stronger one, he got a hat with an H on it when they were born. And the parents were very poor, so poor Dolph, the emotional one, he instead got a D burned into his skull with a cigarette, and it's a gift that he shall cherish always. So, but it's I think it's it's nothing against Germans. They just happen to be German because they're from East Berlin. So I think a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the way I wrote it, you know, may be offensive to Germans, but it's totally not because if anything, Helmut and Dolph are heroes of the German people because they pound those who tell them lies and get in their way, and so they're do-gooders. So they're just on their mission to find their parents. So that's yeah.
Okay.
That might be the most offensive thing in there. So
Well, I just have a feeling that Germans aren't that easily offended.
exactly, exactly.
So
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 I've seen
I doubt you're
pornos.
going to offend anybody.
But yeah, but that's Helmet and Dolph right there. Oop. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
And they're born again.
Now, Born Again is the title of the comic,
Okay.
of the strip, because they meet up with a preacher who might be looking familiar. Um,
Oh, yeah.
and he says, "My friends, let I have spoken with God. Let me show you the way." And so they take that to be, oh, he's going to show us where our parents are, and and so then they get hooked up with him, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'll show you where your parents are if you do some stuff for me." So they have to like go door to door and hand out like watchtowers and make kids cry and stuff, and it's yeah, so it's a fun story. So um, and of course, at the end they don't find their parents, but um, the preacher gets his comeuppance.
Nice. And so what I know is that your campaign closed. So I thank you for still coming on Creative Chaos, even though you didn't have any,
Mhm.
active thing going. But I am curious, what are your plans for selling this book not on campaign? If somebody wanted it now.
If somebody wants it now, I still have to order more copies, but so they can't get it.
Okay.
But I will be premiering the book at the Mid Valley Comic Art Expo here in my hometown, Salem, Oregon, and that's April 20th and 21st. And then shortly thereafter, there's a couple options, well, a few options. I'll have them at all the shows that I do this year, hopefully, and unless I sell out. And then they will also be listed on my studio store, which is planetf.storenvy.com. And then the other thing is I'm going through a kind of a local distributor called Comics Mainstream. And they're awesome because they put spinner racks in various places and sell comics, independent comics. And some of these places are like dispensaries and comic shops and even like convenience stores and stuff like that. So it's just an awesome company. It's run by my friend Adam, who started it up a couple of years ago, I think. And so that'll be available in. You might go into a bookstore or a dispensary, and it's like, yeah, comics, cool.
Yeah.
So
In fact, I happened upon your stream when you had him on and
yes.
found that business idea quite interesting.
Mhm.
Um, and then I saw it's all in the Portland, Oregon area.
It is now, but he does plan on expanding. He just needs like different sales reps for different areas. If
Right.
he goes, if he expands out. But yeah, so I mean, it's definitely a possibility. If you want to do Flip City through there or whatever, which would be awesome.
Well, I went ahead because I'm a major researcher and
Mhm.
gather information gatherer. And
Right.
after I found him on your show, I went over and looked at his website, and looks
Mhm.
like he's got a really great thing going on, and put him in my circulation folder on my bookmarks, because
Awesome.
I do want to talk to him. And that was something that I was wondering about. Say the website one more time.
Comicsmainstream.com, I believe, is the website.
Yeah, I think it is. I think you're correct. So comicsmainstream.com.
Yeah.
Go over and check them out if you happen
Mhm.
to be around and are looking for like kind of independent circulation. I thought his idea was really cool, but also while I was looking at it, because it's something I wanted to do for Flip City anyway, was kind of pound the pavement to see who will carry our stuff,
Mhm.
and it may be something where I can make a deal with him to do some Southern California sales for him.
Definitely. That would be awesome. That would
I
be
mean, it's
really
kind of
cool.
like if I'm doing it anyway, right?
Right. Exactly. And it's funny because when I did my first book back in the 90s, which was just pretty much produced on the company copier, and and I pounded the pavement, so I know what it's like. And it's funny because the second issue actually got refused. This one lady was so offended, and and um and I was like so surprised because I'm like, I didn't know I had anything offensive in there, and I said, so yeah, I was following up, and I said, so what do you think? You think you carry my magazine? She's like, no. She's like, that was totally offensive. Oh my god, that's pedophilia and all this. That just throws this
Well,
list at me. I'm like, huh?
you
So.
know, you know what, Floydman? It seems like you might actually have been segueing perfectly into my segment.
Oh,
Um, it is time for mansplain, and I have some questions for you that
okay.
have to do with what you were talking about.
Good,
So
good.
there's my stinger, and now
I've
we are
never been a
in.
pedophile. Wow. Okay.
Wait, hold on. I don't want you to mansplain how to be a pedophile.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just as long as you don't mention that chicken incident.
Okay, I didn't know this was going to be this kind of creative chaos, but all right, sounds good.
What
So,
did you expect?
all right, so something that I really love about your bio that you had up on Fund My Comic, in where I got your bio, was that you were part of the small press indie network back in the 90s. And I came of age in the 90s and had an awesome time, like going to tiny indie shows and picking up
Mm,
like an odd handmade zine in Los
right.
Angeles, because that's where I was. So, can you explain to me what it was like creating that kind of like gritty underground uh, paper product? And was the network kind of more like a scene?
It was more like hobbyists. What I was involved in, because there is an organization. It's called the UFO. It's the United Fanzine Organization. They've been around since like the early 70s, I want to say, and they're still going. And what it was I didn't know anything about making comics at all. But I knew that I wanted to make comics. And so my friend, he was doing his own comics, but he wasn't doing anything with them. And so I kind of learned how to do comics from him. And then I somehow got involved with these organizations. There was the Small Press Syndicate, UFO, Blue Plaque Publications, all these other ones. And basically what it is you pay your dues, you join this group, you've got to create so much content per year, and then you make copies and you send to the other members, and they send copies of their book to you. So nobody makes any money. We all knew that. But you got cool comics, and I've got boxes and boxes of small press comics now, out of it. And it was a lot of fun because I met a lot of people who I still am in contact with now, and a lot of very creative people, and a lot of pretty good books came out of it, and that's kind of what that was all about. So and also it was back then, way back in the 90s, we didn't have the internet. So, it was all just by mail. And so everything was, send it out by mail, send your column for the newsletter by mail, and do this and that. And you couldn't like get an instant response. You gave people comics, and then you had to wait for the next issue of the newsletter to see what they thought of your comics. And we didn't have like print on demand and all that. It was like running over to Kinko's, and late nights
Mhm.
at Kinko's, which I wouldn't trade for anything. Had some great
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
But
And that's the thing too. While I was sorry, I'm laughing at my brand new bottom lower third.
I like that.
All right. Yeah, this is the first time we're running that. Okay.
That's cool.
So yeah, I had a boyfriend back in the 90s that was doing his own independent music
Oh,
publishing, and he I do miss the 90s.
mhm.
I feel like the creativity was kind of off the chain because of the late night Kinkos,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. Those were good times, man.
Yeah.
So, and then just, cutting and pasting, glue sticks were our friends, and
Yeah.
and with typewriters, we're still our
Yes.
friends. And I mean, yeah, I did anything I could to make the book look. I even did like my contents pages were like in the transfer lettering, that you did with the rub-on letters, and all that,
Yes.
just to make it look good. And
Yeah, I seem to remember there were books that you could probably buy at Michael's and stuff like that of all kinds of different fonts that you can cut
oh
out
yeah,
and
yeah,
cut and paste, right?
yep, that and zipatone, and duotone, and I mean just all these tools that are not used today, because they're obsolete for most people. So
Yeah. I mean, I almost feel like it would be kind of silly to publish in that way unless you just really love the
mm,
glue stick.
not really, because so there's a zine up here that my friend Frank does. It's called Stapled Spine, and it's like a horror zine, and it's a total punk zine. He does that. He takes like little pictures and cuts them and pastes them, and it's an awesome book. I don't know if I have a copy close by, but I don't. But yeah, it's just really it's cool. I love that. I love badly drawn comics. I love zines. Because it's not how good it looks. It's how it makes the person feel that's producing it. If
Right.
they have the passion, you will see that no matter how raw and rough it is. At least I do. So
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how many other people feel that same way. Well, that'd be an interesting thing to even just kind of post on Facebook and see if you can get
yeah,
anybody to respond.
exactly.
Um, yeah, okay. And you brought up the print on demand, and yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
the world's completely changed as far as independent publishing, and probably just it's opened the sphere to many, many people that I would assume wouldn't have been able to make their ideas come to life because they
Right,
would, number one, not have any way to connect with people that could do art or writing for them if they have an idea, and that's
right.
just exploded open. So yeah, so as far as, let me see, I had, yeah, so just kind of thinking about what publishing is like now versus the 90s. Like, what are kind of the main differences um, that you see today and from the
Well, I mean,
90s?
I'll show you an example.
Uh-huh.
And I had to go put it away, but
Now, see,
where is it? Okay.
my thought is Floydman doesn't have any pets because that chair is so super white.
I know. Well, except for the purple for my hair, but
Oh,
uh,
I didn't notice that transfer.
yeah, if I lean back too much after I get my hair done. Okay, so difference between now and then, right? This was one of my first books that I did. This was the one that was done on the office copier, and this is number one. If you can see it there.
Oh, not bad for office copier.
Except for the big black line that's over.
Oh, I see it.
Here.
Okay.
Over here. And so, and it's, I mean, it's black and white. I didn't even staple this one. It's so bad. I have stapled copies, but see, and it's just so rough. And so, I mean, it's all hand lettered. This was not just me. This was a lot of people, a lot of my friends that contributed too. And I actually did this book like monthly for like 4 months, which I don't know how I did that, but that was February of '92. And compared to today, where my new book
Yeah.
is just a little bit different, and that one's all me, so with the lettering, the computer lettering, computer coloring, everything. I never thought that I would do a color book, but so this is my first full color book, which is amazing, that I got it done. But yeah, so it's just this is the in the old times, and the dark ages, and then now. So I mean, so that pretty much is the difference,
All right.
It's a matter of convenience. It's a matter of accessibility, just all sorts of stuff. So yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate the mansplain.
I hope I mansplained enough. So.
You did a really good job, and I feel like I have learned a lot about underground publishing back in the 90s. And
yeah.
So you kids out there, anybody that wants to complain about indie publishing these days, it's the 90s was like walking uphill both ways in the snow to school, right?
Back in our day, we had to publish, we had stone tablets to publish on, and those postage on those things was hell.
Another thing that I hear a lot of complaining about in the indie scene is the USPS. But imagine if they had to carry the stone tablets. So we're going to go ahead and segue in over to our conspiracy corner, which I'm super excited about. Let's play that stinger, Cause.
I want to live with a conspiracy girl. I could be prepping the rest of my life with a conspiracy girl.
Those weren't even.
All right, so okay. I am prepared for whatever conspiracy you're going to lay on me, but I've been looking for. Do you have one of your own?
I have a conspiracy.
No, I thought you were looking for your own tinfoil hat.
No, I wish I did. I have a. Well, let's see. I have a. Yeah, this is the closest thing I've got. Is that
I'm not saying you have to wear something.
I have a foil trading card pack hat.
Oh, cool. And it matches your hair.
And it matches my hair.
So that's not too bad. So yeah, in our pre-interview, I had asked you if you're a conspiracy theorist, and you said, "Ew, no." Then
But I did mention one conspiracy. Do you remember?
yes, you said then you immediately started telling me something about removing toys from cereal boxes being a conspiracy. So I've been super looking forward to hearing what this is, because I said, no, don't tell me now. Let's do it live. So what
Okay.
is this all about?
Well, okay. So kids these days are out of control. We all know that. Um, and people blame the parents and, the lack of upbringing and just, the rap music and all this other stuff. But my conspiracy is juvenile delinquency got out of control when they stopped putting toys in cereal boxes, for one, and they stopped showing cartoons on Saturday mornings, for two. And I think there's another one that it's just kids can't be kids nowadays. Kids have to have iPads. Kids don't have toys; they have an iPad. They don't need or an iPhone. They don't need toys, and that's why Toys R Us closed. So Toys R Us is a direct, kind of an indirect effect from taking toys out of cereal boxes because kids can't be kids anymore. That's my theory.
Okay. Now, my assumption is I have no idea why they started taking toys out of toy boxes, but I would think it's the rise of people being sued because of choking hazard or something like that.
That's what they want you to believe.
Oh, I'm stuck in my mainstream
Yeah.
thinking.
No, you fell for it. Yes, they kind of made all these false reports of these kids choking on cereal toys, but no, they just didn't want kids to be kids.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And you know what? That's something that way back in the day while I was raising my daughter, I didn't let her have any devices until she was a teenager. That was about as far as I could hold on with her. And
Right.
I think I raised a pretty darn smart, decent
Yeah.
kid because of it. It's like you weren't
Yeah.
attached to this thing. And these days you
Right.
see baby carriers that have an iPad attached.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad because I love flirting with babies, and that happens in public,
Right.
and
Right. It's illegal in some states, but that's okay.
you know there was an article I read many years ago that said babies love symmetry. And so if a baby so from that, and also what makes an attractive face is symmetry. So if a baby
Mm.
stares at you, you have a symmetrical face, meaning you're attractive. And so when a
Oh.
baby would stare at me, I'd say, "Oh, thank you, baby."
When they stare at me, I'm just like, I don't got no money, kid. You aren't gonna get anything from me. So.
but you but you might have something from a Cracker Jack pack in your back pocket,
Oh yeah, most likely. So yes.
which they still have toys in those, I would assume.
They aren't really toys now. I think the giveaways like stickers or something, which is kind of boring, but yeah, it's and I think the the downfall of the malls too, kind of is also kind of you can you can trace everything back to the cereal box theory. So
Yeah.
uh,
Now, have you ever watched any of those abandoned mall
oh
YouTube
yeah, oh yeah,
things? Are
it's
you into
sad.
that?
It saddens me so because the mall was awesome, and I don't get it. I don't okay, so I don't understand why people would rather drive a car to a strip mall, walk all the way around the building to get to another shop in the rain, as opposed to just going into a mall that has all the shops inside where it's dry and everything. And I don't get it. I really don't. So
Yeah.
but people prefer that now. So
Well, you know what kind of annoys me, at least here in Southern California, because I see it happen all the time, is we of course have malls, indoor malls, but
yeah,
and the strip mall thing isn't as big of a deal because it rarely rains. So we don't have to
yeah,
deal with that
yeah.
as
You guys don't
much.
have to worry about it, but we're up here, So
But it is a strip mall existing, and then that one kind of going crap, and not having the best stores in it. And then 2 blocks away, they build a whole nother outdoor strip mall while
exactly
this one has a bunch of vacancies. I
right.
mean, it's like,
Well, it's kind
why?
of the same. It's the same with the homeless problem. There's all these people on the street, and yet they're building new apartments that nobody can afford. I don't get it. I really don't get it. So,
Hmm. The homeless problem really is a problem too.
there, how's that? Is that better?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
much better. Much
and
better.
and the homeless problem. This is okay. So this is my take on the homeless problem. Um, everybody thinks that the problem is the homeless themselves, which it's not. It's not them at all. And they all say, we want to help the homeless and give them services, and it's gone now.
That's
Um,
fine.
and
Here,
and
we're just getting into serious talk now.
oh yeah,
All
serious
right, go
stuff.
on.
But they want to give them services and they want to help the homeless, which is all fine and dandy. But nobody's addressing the real problem, which is letting the developers in to build these places that are overpriced and kick out people that are living there already, so they're on the street, and making it so that people on the street can't afford to live in these places that people are building. So there's no regulations against landlords. There's no regulations against developers. Nothing. That is the real homeless problem, I think.
Okay. Now that's interesting because I thought of me personally, I kind of relate the homeless problem more to the war on drugs and that being an absolute failure.
Yeah.
Because to me, at least where I am, it seems like a good amount of the homeless are drug addicted and probably because of their drug addiction have mental illness,
Right.
So it's a
Right.
mental illness drug addiction problem,
Which is
you
fair.
know.
But also, a lot of these people that are drug addicted didn't probably didn't start out that way until they were homeless. See, so
Yeah, and that's the thing. I have never really looked into how many people are being evicted because their space is
right,
basically being gentrified.
gentrified. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's not happening where I am. The area is
It's
not being gentrified.
Oh,
It's
see,
just there's a lot
It
of
happened in
homeless.
Portland. So that's what happened to Portland. Portland used to be an awesome town, and it still is. I still love Portland, but it's so different now, especially the downtown area, because we used to go downtown Portland every weekend when I was a kid, and we used to go to the comic shop and stuff, and record stores and everything, and now it's just sidewalks full of tents, which never happened back then.
Yeah.
And no, then there's no stores. It's all the record stores gone, and comic shops are few and far between. There's still a lot of comic shops in Portland, but they're all split up now. So, but yeah.
Now, so Portland going down, how long does it take you to get down there from where you were, by the way?
I hop a train. I can hop the Amtrak and get up there. In like what, a couple hours or so, or
Oh, so
hop
you're
the
not
bus.
super close.
No, it's about 50 miles, or so. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, because let's see. Well, that was something that I was kind of shocked because we don't leave our house very often. And we're kind of in a rural area, so like
Yeah.
being spending time in cities and all that has just kind of been on the side burner. It's probably because number one, we moved early, number two, we're getting older.
Yeah.
And we love where we live. I mean, we live in nature, like it's beautiful.
No, see,
So
that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, it is. We're blessed. But
Yeah.
something that it shocked me, and I think this was already, gosh, maybe 10 years ago at this point. Me and my husband went down to San Diego, where I hadn't been maybe in 5 years,
Mhm.
to a district in San Diego. It's called Gaslamp District. That
Yes.
I would assume is kind of, it's kind of
Mhm.
similar to Portland or whatever
Mhm.
in its own right. And I was just shocked. Like, there's just homeless everywhere, like hookers everywhere. And it was so sad.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
sad. I was like, I can't
last
believe
time
this
I was
happened.
there, yeah, last time I was there was the only time I went to San Diego Con, and that was 1997, and it wasn't like that, back then.
Yeah.
So I can imagine it's like that now, but yeah. So
But they still have all their shops and restaurants open. So I guess, yeah,
right.
chuck one up for it's not that bad yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah.
Oh, I didn't, I really didn't want to like bring this stream down. That was kind of a depressing
Oh well,
topic.
let's
Thanks.
bring it up then.
I will,
Let's
because
talk
guess
about
what?
Swell
Guess
Comic.
what? Yes. Well, we're gonna do that. We are definitely gonna plug Swell Comic again, but
Yeah, it's your show. Go for it.
yeah, exactly, Floydman. And we're
I'm
going
sorry.
into the Flip City branded segment of the show, and this is where you get to participate in some Flip City branding. So
Yay.
and I do not have a stinger for this yet. That is forthcoming. So
Okay.
for tonight, and I want the chat also to participate if you can, and also cause, if you can do me a favor, because I'm a girl, I'm bad at maths. Can you keep track of the score here so that at the end we can add it up and see how Floydman scores? So
See, I can't see the messages in chat. Am I not supposed to, or what?
it
Is there?
just doesn't come in through Zoom.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Anyway, so I personally love on this stream, like one of the reasons I'm doing it is number one, to highlight the indies, but also I just want to get to know people, right?
Okay.
So tonight I'm going to give you a Flip City quiz because I want to get to know you better. Are you
Sweet.
okay with that?
I am an open book.
Okay, cool. Let's go
Can I
ahead
take my
and
shirt off too while you do it? No.
oh, you can now because we can't see you, only backstage, so you can get full naked. I just have to
Ooh,
tell
there
my
we
husband
go.
later. All right. So here we go. This is just the intro to the quiz here. So you're just doing your thing like every other day when suddenly somebody you've never met becomes enraged at you for no reason. Later, confused, you sit in the privacy of your own home, wondering if you, in fact, are the problem. And suddenly ask yourself, could I be a fascist?
Oh,
Find out in 5 minutes with this easy quiz.
I was
So
gonna ask
all
myself something else.
so so Floydman, all you have to do is answer the questions to the best of your ability.
All right.
Cause is gonna add up your points, and then at the end we'll tell you how you scored.
This could be dangerous. Okay.
All right, here we go. The most effective form of therapy for gender confused adolescents is 1, cognitive behavior therapy, 2, conversion therapy, 3, electroshock therapy.
Depends on what kind of mood I'm in, I guess. I would say from a humanitarian point of view, I would say 1.
Okay, 1. Got it. Next. Safe and clean inner cities depend on the proper removal and disposal of litter, needles, or degenerates.
Ooh, tough one.
And take your time. There's absolutely no rush.
All right.
Safe and clean inner cities. I mean, who gets to judge what a degenerate is these days? So
yeah, I'm going to say 1 on that one because that's the one that hits me the most. Is I don't notice the degenerates or needles, but I do notice litter. So.
All right, good. You're a very inclusive sort. All right, here we go. Next. The best strategy for winning a political debate is presenting facts and research, presenting effective counter arguments, or presenting a baseball bat and brass knuckles.
Hmm. See, each one of these could be used for different type of elections, I think.
Or debates.
But yeah, or debates, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2.
All right. That's very, it's very reasonable.
Yeah.
I
And
think
I
I
know it's
know. I think I know where we're going with this quiz here.
I wanted to say 3.
I'm telling. You know
But
what?
I'm a nonviolent type of guy. So yeah.
All right. So repeat offenders in the criminal justice system should be deprived of a driver's license, deprived of citizenship, or deprived of oxygen.
That kind of depends on the crime, I would think.
Let's
Because
see. It's repeat offenders.
yeah. But if they're like repeat offenders and like driving drunk, yeah, take away the license. If they're repeat offenders of, trying
You
to
know,
trying to bomb a mosque or something, number 2.
deprived of oxygen, right?
Yeah, number 3 is just, if you're just so stupid you can't exist, then yeah, that should be
Yeah.
a number 3. So it's a tough
Oh,
one.
come on. But the criminal justice system is super fair, right?
No. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say number 3.
Okay, woohoo! We got a 3. Here we go. Okay, the most useful tool for persuading others is to adopt your viewpoint is a free press, a controlled press, or a drill press.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean,
I gotta
think
say,
of what's most persuasive.
well, I gotta say 3 just because I
Yeah,
love
right?
it. I love that
It's
answer.
very persuasive. All
It
right.
goes against everything I stand for, but I love that answer. So.
Well, I also love that you went the Tony Soprano method there.
Hey,
All
yeah,
right.
forget about it.
A time honored form of protest is burning draft cards, burning books, or burning authors.
Oh man. Oh.
You seem a little hippy dippy to me, Floydman. You have
I
to go with
am. I
one.
am a hippie. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I mean, like if you would put like number 3 burning monks, I could have gone with that.
No.
But authors is a bit extreme, so I'm going to say I gotta say 1. I gotta go with my hippiness. So.
All right.
Yep.
Here we go. Small gauge firearms are most practical for controlling garden pests, hunting small game, or hunting furries.
3.
All right.
No question. 3.
3. Sounds good to me. All right. Public order in residential zones can be best achieved by banning block parties, banning political parties, or banning birthday parties.
Oh.
It kind of seems like it might depend on the neighborhood you live in, because
right.
I used to live in a very Hispanic heavy area, and their parties with that music.
I love their parties, man. I mean,
oh
my
no,
best
if
friend
you're
was
a
Hispanic.
guest.
Well, yeah.
But if you're the neighbor
Yeah.
trying to go to sleep.
Well, no, I made a lot of money, hiring myself out as a piñata. So, I'm gonna say 3 because birthday parties.
Okay. So. All right.
But I'm looking more at like those out of control senior citizen assisted living buildings.
Yeah, they can get wild.
Yeah.
I heard a statistic that there's been a major rise in senior STDs.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm just about there, so
All right. Well,
be careful.
good luck with your herpes.
Yeah.
All right.
As
So
long as we
all
got a free clinic, then I got a all ages pass. So.
nice. All immigrants who arrived in the U.S. after the 1965 Immigration Act, one should know civics and the Constitution. Two, be fluent in English. Or three, be stuffed on boats and shipped home.
Ooh, that's extreme. Uh, I gotta say two on that one because
That's reasonable.
at least English. Come on, so
Yeah.
you know, but
Governments and corporations should always work together to protect the environment, maintain high standards of safety in the workplace, or grind workers down and crush their spirits with excessive taxes.
they're already doing that one.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say either one or two. Again, the hippie in me wants to say environment. Um,
Yeah, but
but
governments and corporations, that's all going in their pockets.
right. I gotta say two, just because I'm also for like workers' rights and all that fun stuff because corporations suck. But
They do.
yeah, so I gotta say two.
Okay, the greatest US tragedy of the 20th century is generally considered to be 9/11, Pearl Harbor, or the 19th Amendment.
Hmm. 19th Amendment again is right to bear arms. No.
No, that's the Second Amendment.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy here. No.
I think that the 19th Amendment is the right for women to vote.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Suffrage. That's right. Wow. Since you put it that way,
You think the right to bear arms is buried on the 19th Amendment? My mind is blown. You freaking hippie.
women can vote all they want, but look out for those guns. I gotta say number one on that one.
All right.
It was tough though.
Between 1 and 3. All right. The most professional outfit for a job interview is slacks and a matching blazer, suit and matching shoes, or SS uniform and marching jack boots.
Oh yeah. You gotta be more specific on what the job is, though.
That
I mean,
we're just having fun here.
I know. And nobody wears a blazer anymore. Come on.
I'd like to actually see that come back. I like people looking smart.
Well, yeah. Matching shoes, I don't do that.
Well, looks like you by default have to choose
it looks
3.
like I'm stuck with number 3. I would pay money for somebody to go in McDonald's and have an interview dressed in an SS.
Oh my God! Can you? That person is taking their lives in their hands at that point.
Hey, went to McDouble? No, watch them.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Did you choose the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I chose the SS boots, man.
All right. All graduates of progressive and college programs deserve and should receive gender studies degrees, law degrees, 1800 degrees Fahrenheit in an oven for 1 to 2 hours.
Oh man. The oven one, that's too extreme. And I hate lawyers, so it's gotta be number 1.
Okay. I think that's pretty much what you get when you go for a progressive college program these days.
Yeah.
All right. Juvenile delinquents in the court system should be subjected to medicine by prescription, mandatory conscription, or a Flip City subscription.
Number 3, definitely.
Woohoo! All right, all right.
That's a no-brainer.
We're gonna leave this on while Cause tallies up your score, and then we'll check what your score was.
My score's gonna be lame.
All right, what was the score, Cause? Oh,
I'm
I
doing
think
the
he's still
math.
tallying.
Yep.
Okay, he's doing the math.
I waited.
Which, by the way, while he's doing the math, I want to say, with that little lower third that we saw, that was kind of a collaborative effort between me and my super duper awesome producer, Cosmic Grandpa, because I exported a GIF that had a background, but he's so smart that he wrote what he called a quick and dirty code, I believe, to drop the background out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he learned to code in like the 70s or something.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been coding for a long time.
EI99 you had, or a
Indeed.
Timex Sinclair or something?
I actually have a computer museum that has all of those things and many, many more. But I do have a Timex Sinclair, yes. And I get a score of 30. So
Oh,
You were
on the
just
edge.
all right.
Just
So
on the edge.
we're gonna read what you got, but we're gonna read all through these as well. So your score indicates an attempt to come off as moderate when there is a little more time. When there is a little more time for fence sitters, get serious or get out. But you were on the cusp of impressive. You may have what it takes to clean up society and serve as an inspiration to the next generation.
Ooh, yay.
Yeah, but if you would have chosen a bunch of ones, you're nearly not rigid nor controlling enough.
it was the 19th Amendment that threw me under the bus. So.
It was. Man, if you just would have chosen two on another one.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was the 19th Amendment? Because you did choose. Oh, it was. That's right. Because that was a 2, I think.
I chose 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, thank you for participating, and I feel that I've gotten to know you much better.
Well, good. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I don't know.
It's a good thing.
I can be very opinionated, you know. It may not be the opinions that people like, but
Hey, listen, exactly. I mean, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and you are one, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was a joke. That was really rude. No, I had a really good time with you tonight. I just want to check in with chat and see if anybody else has popped in tonight. Good stuff has come over here.
I could have all sorts of people after me now. So,
well, what I gotta say is apparently Good Stuff was playing along with our quiz, and he put a bunch of 3s. So congratulations, Good Stuff. You have what it takes to clean up society. Yes. And then Cause, you were the only one that popped in over to say what is up on Rumble. And the Hawk, one of Cosmic Grandpa's co-hosts on Three Beer Men on Pilled, popped in to say what is up. So thank you, the Hawk, for coming over. And then I still haven't figured out on Facebook. Oh my goodness. Wait, I think I see something happen on Facebook. Oh no, that was just you saying that you're gonna be there. I still haven't figured out how to look at the chat on Facebook while that's going live. So if anybody happened to be over on Facebook, thank you very much for popping in and saying hello.
Where I get most of my people, you know, so
it's why we're trying it. This is my 3rd episode over on Facebook, and I'm trying to figure out how to pop the chat out so I can read it live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know earlier in the stream we talked about how people might be able to get your comic book, but as far as people wanting to find you, where can they find you like now, and where do you spend your most time?
Spend most time on Facebook, Floydman Sumner. Also, I have the Wacky Art of Floydman page on Facebook and the Planet F Studios page on Facebook. Facebook, and so you can find me there. Instagram, I am the real Floydman at Instagram. I don't use Instagram that much, but that's Instagram is reserved for all those lonely Russian women that want to get together with me, and so
Nice.
yeah.
Are you going to be a passport bro sometime? You know what a passport bro is?
Yeah. No. I totally ignore all those. But yeah, and then my website is hopelessly outdated. It's planetfstudios.com. My studio store is again planetf.storenvy.com. And yeah, and so the book will be on up probably at least by the beginning of May. I hope to have these listed online. And yeah, and everybody waiting for their copies, that it'll be sometime in April or May. You'll get them, most likely May, no later than June. And same with the box.
Ooh, so shiny.
Yeah, and it's got cool stuff in it too, because it's got a little. This is for the super secret swallow squadron. This is what you passed up.
What I couldn't afford.
Yes, you get a pack of the swell trading cards in there, swell stickers, which I think you got a sticker, so you get a sticker. The T-shirt like the one I'm wearing, button there. It's the button.
Oh, cute.
And a copy of the book, and a certificate that I haven't printed yet, a print that I haven't printed yet, and the super secret swell squadron official membership card, which is kind of cool. Looks old school. There's
oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so then it fits in your wallet, so that if you get stopped, then you can prove that you're swell. But yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm giving away way too much stuff to everybody. So, but I just want people to be happy. So
yeah, well, and that is
well. So.
That is kind of what the crowdfunding thing is about, is to make people happy and get super excited about what you're offering.
So,
what was that?
This is my first crowdfunding too. So
yes, and you funded at over 200%.
218%. Yes.
Yeah, congratulations on that, because we also just kind of started dipping our toe into the crowdfunding waters, and we're learning how to make it more fun, and looking at your campaign gave us some of our own ideas that we're going to kind of copy between you and Hojo that I've had on another Creative Chaos. The whole box thing, we're gonna create a box soon.
Cool.
Because we have 20 editions now, and I think that warrants a box, especially for people that have been with us since 2020.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, because people, it's hard-earned money. I can't believe people gave me all that money. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you people? It's a freaking comic book, is all. But I wanted to make sure that they get compensated for their, fabulousness. So.
Yeah, and so as far as the backing goes over on Fund My Comic, do you kind of know that a decent amount of people that came over and supported you already knew who you were?
I have a lot of good friends. In fact, I think almost the first month, it was almost all people off Facebook, which is awesome. So
yeah,
so I was, so I got to make it up to them, and
make it up to them.
Yeah,
you're kind of self-deprecating. You're like, my book's not enough. Which, by the way, also
that's what I feel like, though, because it's like, I worked my ass off on this book, and it came out awesome, and it's so cool. But I feel like, man, I sympathize too much with the human race, because I don't have the money to give to crowdfunding. And even if I saw a book that was spectacular, I'd be like, I don't know, it's questionable. But these guys rallied to the cause, and it's just awesome. So I couldn't do what I do without those fans. So.
Hey, listen, man, we are in the same boat for that pretty much same reason. I'm like, oh, I really want to back this. So I gotta say, feel very, very special that I took my limited funds and I'm like, ooh,
I
swell, I'm
do.
gonna go get that.
I do. When yours came in, I was like, whoa, okay, yeah, maybe she's not so bad after all.
And why you had to be so nice during my fascist quiz. You're like, oh, Flip City, damn you.
Oh no, that was a lot of fun. So
Good,
and I
I'm
tried
glad.
to answer it as honestly as I could.
I trusted that you were taking the quiz way too seriously.
I could have given you all the answers you wanted to hear, but
what makes you think you know what I want to hear? That's rude. All right. So thank you again so much, Floydman. He just told you everywhere that you can find him. And just so you know, the link that I put in the description is to the planetfstudios.com. And so this is going to force Floydman to give some kind of update over there on that website.
I gotta at least list the shows that I'm going to be at this year, because I think it's got last year's convention schedule on there. So,
yes, I did actually take a look at that portion of your website, and I'm like, it's obviously not the best way to tell people.
That's why I mainly use my studio store as more of my website that I give to people, because that way I can get money.
Well, this is the one thing. Okay, I am just going to be completely honest with you. I did not see any link on your website to your store.
There is one. I think it's at the top of the page somewhere. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick.
And I only have to give you crap about that because I guess it's not the easiest to find, and only because my own producer went and bought a bootlegged hat of a Flip City magazine hat when I have one on my store, but they couldn't find it. So it made me aware, like, okay, this needs to be fixed on my website so people can find where to buy my merch better.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to the store or going to the website now. If you go to the top, it says shop up there at the top on the main page.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was stoned.
It doesn't get easier than that. Come on. And that will take you, if you click there, it will take you right.
You know what? Maybe I did click on it.
Yes, it takes you right
to the
studio store. So
it is, the whole user experience thing on websites. It is why you pay people to design websites, is they know this shit. They know what goes through people's heads and what is noticeable. Because I feel like we've built a decent website and then we get complaints. I can't find this. And I'm like, dude, it's 5 different places on our site.
Yeah.
And, it's just kind of the training of building websites over and over that makes you know what users need to see, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I need to find another word for shop.
Store, buy.
Store, buy.
Give me money.
There you go. Yep.
All right. Cool. So I want to give a giant thank you also to my producer, Cosmic Grandpa, making it possible for me to actually have fun on these streams because I don't have to deal with any of the tech, right?
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. And and normally I thank Batman. I guess I'll still thank Batman for having fun in Peru and giving us a little bit of content to share when you're sending your postcards. So I'm excited to have him back in a few weeks. And then next week's guest, join us on Creative Chaos for William Dalabout of Crud Forge Games. He created titles such as Virtue Signal the Game and Portland Occupied Zone.
Oh, yeah.
Floydman.
He's going to be an all 3 type of guy.
I know him. I know him for, let's see, a few years now, and I think he is an all type great type of guy. But I have a different branding for him next week, which is going to be really funny and fun.
Oh, okay.
So,
I just happen to be the exception to the rule here. I don't know. So.
Oh, dude, I'll have as many fucking hippies on that'll talk to me and not be an asshole, right?
Well, exactly. Yeah. No,
So I appreciate you being super cool. I was expecting you to be.
Okay.
And you proved yourself to be super cool, you know? And thank you for not being, thank you. Anyway.
Well, no, I was gonna say you were super cool too, but I already knew that. So
Okay. Oh, and by the way, and I'm hoping that by next year I can make this happen. I do want to do a Comic Con tour, and because we're West Coast, I'm totally coming to your con next year.
Yes. Oh God,
it's drivable.
Would be so awesome.
It's drivable. So awesome. It would be so awesome, and I think we'd have a great time.
Yeah, and karaoke afterwards. So.
Oh, is that what happens?
That's what happens.
Yeah, I have one song that I always do at karaoke, but that was when I was younger.
Yeah, see, I'm older than a lot of the people that I was with, and they all wanted to cut it off at like 11 p.m. and I'm like, it's only 11 o'clock. Come on, guys, let's keep going. And
is that your best drunk voice? Come on, give me a better one.
Yeah,
come on, guys.
I don't know, Todd, God, leave me alone.
Okay, so me and you, as on the cusp of boomer, will show all these kids. We'll put them to shame, and we'll sing all night long.
And how? Yes.
Nice. All right, awesome. And thank you, chat, for coming in and popping up. Oh, and just one more shout out. Our lead parody artist, Ben Sullivan, has checked in. What is up, Ben? And we still haven't connected. I want you on Creative Chaos. We always have such a good time.
Yeah,
and we're gonna.
I can't wait to get a copy of your magazine. So where can I get a copy of your magazine again?
All right. So I just gotta say, I did a promo at the beginning, and then we had that thing at the bottom.
I know.
It's flipcitymag.com. Oh, and by the way, because even though you're not a conspiracy theorist, but if you buy any past editions that are already printed, it will come with your own handcrafted Flip City tinfoil hat. So
nice. Yeah. Nice. I can keep a hot dog warm in that. So.
You sure can. Whenever you want.
I mean, turn it upside down and you're good.
So rude. You're not gonna put my hat on. Anyway, so yeah, flipcitymag.com. Go and pick up any past issues. You can subscribe there as well. And of course, through the end of March, we are offering 2 magazines free, 1 print and 1 digital. Go pick it up today at flipcitymag.com. And I think we're gonna say goodnight. Thank you so much, Floydman, for being here.
No, thanks for having me. It was awesome. So
see you guys next week. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.